At least he got his mama though, y'all. Through it all, she there. Hello and welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily, and today I will be reacting to Moonlight Chicken, episode 7. We are literally one episode away before the end of the Moonlight Chicken series, and what a ride it has been. So we're just coming off the heels of the events of episode 6, and we're going to see what's in store for all our favorites and even our not so favorites. We're going to see what's in store for Uncle Jim, Wen, Alan, Gaipa, Li Ming, Hearts, and and Lang and Proud. We're going to see what's going on and the people that they love and the environments around them. We're just going to see what's going to happen in episode 7 because, we know Li Ming's mother is coming back this episode. But other than that, we didn't really get a lot of sneak peek from episode 6 into what's going to happen, so I'm excited. But before we get into the reaction, it's a little new. Before we get into the reaction, do not forget to subscribe and to like and leave a little comment if you would like to as well. But definitely subscribe. Your good sister's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, click on the little subscribe and then let's continue on with the reaction. Anyway, let's get right into it. So let's see. Yo, what done happened to Alan? Why my man got a boot on? And then his hand, what happened to his right hand? What kind of accident was this? My man, what's going on? And I definitely said my man because we ain't gonna have the Alan disrespect that's been going on in the show. Nay, my good man, he's a good man. Okay, he's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man, okay? That's all I'm gonna say about Alan. He has his moments, but he's a good man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this was a car accident or maybe he just tripped and fell. That could happen as well. He was getting a ride and got injured on the ride? What are the odds? You trying not to drink and drive just to get on a shared motorcycle ride and get injured. I don't know what I even call that. That's just extremely unlucky. Alan, you ain't not going into the new year with this, but it's fine. Y'all can go back to being your platonic selves, and I love that for y'all. Because I know they're all like adults, but the fact that they look even more mature and more adult-like in this series than they ever have in the other series that they played in on GMMTV, the amount of meticulousness that went in with the costume department, the hairstylists, the details, the subtleties, they're just making it very obvious and known that these are young adult people or older adults. And that's what we're seeing. That's what it's giving. Because I'm like, I ain't never seen Mix quite like this in a role. Same thing with First. I ain't never seen First quite like this in a role. And Earth, ain't never seen him play middle age before and make it look well. Okay, I'm like, okay, I see you, sir. I see you. It's just giving. They're all in their acting bags, been in their acting bags, but you're really seeing it here. You're really seeing it here. Piaf is proving the points that need to be proven, period. I'm expecting awards come award season for this show and for the actors and actresses in it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's alright, Alan. You'll find happiness again, too.
No.
Okay, why does Uncle Jim's attitude... Okay, there is a song by an R&B artist named Giveon, and I think it's called Scarred from his album that came out last year, give or take. And it goes like... It's too bad
you want my love. You cry, but I don't budge. You try, it's not enough. Not your fault, girl, it's me. I'm scarred.
Play the song over my voice when I went to the editing room, but we will see. We will see. Kyle Tung is just such a phenomenal actor. He was... Oh, damn. Here it comes. One thing I really love about Earth's acting is it's always so authentic. Just like what I love about Cowtongue's acting is it's always so authentic and real, and it kind of like pulls you in to the story that they're conveying with with their characters, and the way that Uncle Jim's eyes water when he saw Gaipa, and how his eyes are still, even though he's talking to his mother, he still has him within his eyesight because he, honest to God, does not want to hurt him, but he did not want to lead him on either and try to take advantage of Gaipa's feelings for him. And you just like see the emotion within Earth's eyes. I'm like, I'm loving the talent here. I'm loving the talent here.
แม่
Ming.
Now, y'all, I've already said this, but I must say it again. This woman in here. Now, you know Li Ming, the actor who plays Li Ming and the actor that plays Heart, have another show that just wrapped up last week called My School President, where they play the characters Tin and Gun. So the man that plays Heart, aka Gemini, plays Tin. Yeah, plays Tin, and the young man who plays Li Ming in here, Fourth, the actor, plays Gun in that show. And this woman is his mother, Fourth's mother in both shows. I'm like, come on now, GMMTV, with the consistency. Now I want every show that they are in for them to be mother and son, period. And in the other show, she's all accepting of her son's sexuality. But I find it interesting how in this show, we already know from what Uncle Jim has said that she's homophobic. So I don't know how she gonna react to Li Ming being in a relationship with Heart. I don't know how I don't know what's gonna go down, but I know she brings trouble.
อาโต้ง
Okay, but there's like the way, I'm telling you, the acting in here is so amazing because the way that as soon as she came in his presence, even though this is his biological mother, the uncomfortableness and the foreignness that he has with her can't even be explained. Like the way that he's searching for a way out, like his eyes are going back and forth, that's a sign of nervousness and unease. And then on top of that, if you look at what he's doing with his hands, he's twiddling his hands as he's talking to her. He's just not comfortable. He's uneasy. Versus when he's with Uncle Jim, or he's with Heart, or he's with Wen, or he's with Gaipa, the difference in the way he interacts with the people that are his core family versus how he acts with his mother, the difference is crazy. Like, the difference is crazy. Alrighty now. Now. And I mentioned it before in episode 6 reaction as well. I'm gonna link that somewhere on this screen, somewhere. Anywho, I mentioned before that the reason why Uncle Jim is coming at Li Ming like this is because he is scared for him. Because, and I'm gonna just say this very bluntly, the world can be very unkind to people who are gay, who are bisexual, who are transgender, who are pansexual, who are lesbians, and any kind of queerness or any type of anything that's not straight, anything that's not heterosexual, it can be very evil towards them. Very, okay? And this is coming from me, a young Black woman who is straight and grew up in the States. And let me tell you the craziness, even though same-sex marriage is recognized in America, the United States, the fight it took to get here, the lives that were lost along the way, y'all, as straight people, we can't really get that at times, about how dangerous it can be for somebody to just be themselves. Whether they are lesbians, whether they are gay, whether they are bisexual, whether they are trans, just how deadly that can be and how unsafe and how foreign it can feel when you know you're around people who won't get you or who will try to alienate you once they find out something about you that they don't like. Even though we find it very crazy to think that somebody would discriminate based off of someone's sexuality, it's not uncommon. Especially from what I've seen in my experiences as a Black person who has people that they love who are Black and gay, or Black and lesbian, or Black and trans, or Black and bisexual. Just all of the craziness that can come with people's prejudices, especially when it's tied with culture and religion and patriarchy and toxic masculinity for men, like the hatred that can come at them, and that they have to always prepare themselves for. I get what Uncle Jim is saying because he is trying to protect Lee Ming the best way that he can because he knows what it's like being gay in Thailand. He knows what it's like. He knows what it's like. And he knows how hard it is. And he knows what you have to have a thick skin. You have to learn not to let people bother you with the words that they say. You have to learn how, if you're going to be out, sometimes that means you won't get jobs because some people don't want gay people around them. It's crazy, but that's how some people are. So I get what Uncle Jim is trying to say to Lee Ming. Like, he's like, isn't it bad enough that, we're not the wealthiest, but now you're adding on the fact that you're not straight? And he's trying to protect him, and the way that he's trying to protect him, it can seem mean and rash, but I know Lee Ming understands where he's coming from. But I just wanted to add the 2 cents about it, that I don't think anybody can understand what Uncle Jim is trying to do in protecting Lee Ming better than people who are actually part of the LGBTQIA+. So if you are straight and watching and you don't get it, listen to the LGBTQIA+ community regarding this scene, and you will get it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, if my explanation didn't get it, and then I think the Earth went on Twitter to explain it as well, if neither of these explanations worked, then listen to the LGBTQIA+ voices around you, and you will understand what Uncle Jim is trying to do here. And it's not to tear Lee Ming down. He is trying to protect him the best way that he knows how, because he knows he can't protect him from the world all the time. But this is the way he believes will prepare him for those possibilities. So we're just gonna see where this scene gonna go. You know what? I was about to call her out her name, but she is an actress. She is acting. But this is a character. The character's a bitch. Okay? Lee Ming's mother is a bitch. I mean that. She has the audacity to take her homophobic ass up in her brother's house, who has been taking care of your son for you despite all the homophobic shit you said to him. Disrespectfully. Feeding, clothing, making sure your kid gets to school. And you have the audacity to try to twist your lip to talk about the fact that your son may not be straight. We don't know if he's gay. We just know he has a relationship with art. He could be bisexual. He could be pan. We don't know yet. He don't know yet, probably. Why are we putting labels on it? Just because your son ain't straight, it don't mean he any less of your son. This one gonna be an issue and a problem. I already know it. But you know what? Let's continue, because I'm not going to do it today. I could, but I won't. I won't. Not on the internet. When is hitting on a little something here? Like, a lot of people like to say that, but I'm like, when it comes to their family, they true colors. They true heart comes out when it comes to when it's their family who are those who are identifying as LGBTQIA+. Then all of a sudden, you see a different side of these people than what you've seen them do before. And I'm just like, It's good to know the real you, though. It's good to know the real you. So, it's good to know the real you, though. But yeah, when he hitting on something right here, because some people are all fine and dandy with the LGBTQIA+ community, but let it be their kids. Let it be their aunts and uncles. let it be their cousins, and then all of a sudden, they homophobic, they transphobic, all of a sudden. So yeah, people, they talk a good game, but some people, when it's time to put their money where their mouth is, oh, they're gonna choke, that's for sure. But it's for real. I'm seeing what Uncle Jim is saying because even in America, we are young people, and other people are fighting in the States, the United States of America, for these rights for LGBTQIA plus people to not be taken and stripped away. We are fighting for that even right now as I speak, because there are lawmakers who sit in our Congress, old as hell, bitter as hell, to put it very honestly, and who are just hateful and want to pass these homophobic and transphobic bills and laws in their states, and somehow they're getting passed. Like, it's absolutely insane. And that's just for the LGBTQIA plus community. We're not even going into the racism, because that would take so many years and decades and centuries. But good God. But in terms of the LGBTQIA plus community, who some of them also are people of color and Black and Indigenous, with all that intersectionality going on, like, it has not been the easiest time. It just has not. It has not. But the good fight will be won. And the hateful people can't live forever. Them old geezers gonna have to die off sooner than later, and and their hateful rhetoric and their hateful laws will die off with them, and that's the hope. And new younger people with open minds and a steadfastness and a drive for the people will take their place. That's the hope. Am I just not realizing that they are in the same house him and Alan share? Am I right? It looked way different with all this vibrancy and color going on. Because before, when him and Alan were in it, it was dark. Okay, I see what Piaf is doing with the colors again. Okay, so it's light now because Wen is happy with Uncle Jim and vice versa. And it was dark because Alan and Wen weren't happy. Okay, okay, I get it. I'm done. Okay, like, not Uncle Jim and Wen mirroring Earth and Mix, because the hangers are screaming right now. Okay, so but like for real, the fact that somebody wrote this in, because the way that he's like, what should we call our relationship? And then Uncle Jim / Earth was all like Phenong, and I'm like, and then Wen / mixed with the, with that comment that he made. I'm like, he said brothers don't hang out this much. I'm like, that's exactly what the fans be saying about y'all. It's exactly what the fans, I'm like, it's like they read the Twitter threads or something. I don't know. The think pieces, the TikToks, the Tumblr posts. It's like they be reading them. I'm like, I see that. Y'all playing. Now y'all playing, using our words against us. I feel that. I'm like, okay, I love it though. It shows that they're looking at it. So I'm like, okay, I see this. Oh, Uncle Jim, out here got on some blushing. I know when it's gonna sleep peacefully tonight. Oh. I don't want them to do this. I don't want them to do this. Yep. If you ever lost somebody and that look that Cow Tongue is bringing here, that's how you look, whether you realize it or not, that because it's giving not dead inside, but just the disconnect from reality. The disconnect from reality and the fixation on the memories with that person who's no longer here. That's the look. That's it. That's it. And Cal, he is he is doing it to the T. Not his mother in between. Even from the other side, his mother is making sure that he's taken care of. She got Uncle Jim, got Lang, got Li Ming, got Wen, and now we got Alan. She ain't letting her son be alone. And did you see how, with Alan, for some odd reason, he smiled for the first time? Even if it was kind of like a half hearted smile, he still gave us another emotion other than sadness. Even if it was just for a brief moment. I don't know. I don't know. It feels cosmic, like his mother is bringing Alan at the right time to him. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Heart's mother finally learning sign language. Should have taken 3 years, no. But progress is progress, and Heart seems happy about it. So I'm not let her slide. Not let her slide at all. But I'm gonna give her her little kudos. Like, it's giving a slight tap. It's not gonna be a clap because should have learned it 3 years ago. But a slight tap for the effort. Okay, see, no, because I don't care where we at. If you as an older person gonna get disrespectful, I'll match that energy. I will match that energy. I will bring it with you. I will help you get correct. Because had that been me, I've been in Jim's place, older man would have got boxed and knocked out at his own son's funeral. Because ain't no way you telling me that the person I was in a relationship with, that be in your son or whatever, don't really matter right now. We put the money in together. So, how I see it, I could take 50, you could take 50, but you ain't taking the full 100. That's what you're not going to do. And you know what? If you was trying to argue about it, we would have to come to blows, for real. At that funeral, we would have to come to blows because this man can't be for real. I'm like, your son and Jim created this business together, had those accounts together. He doesn't even have to give you anything pertaining to those accounts, technically, just because they were in your son's name. They're not in your name. Your name wasn't on them. So I'm trying to understand what authority and what right he believes he has, because he don't got none in my eyes. But let's continue. Alan. Now, I do not like to see two fine men fighting. I do not like to see two fine men fighting. Okay? However, Alan needs to remember himself here. Okay? Jim can't be the reason why you broke up with Wen. Like, the relationship was broken. Was Wen feeding into it? Yes. But has he now stopped? Absolutely. And that's real character progression. However, Alan, I'm primarily rooting for you in this Wen-Alan situation. However, you can't be blaming Uncle Jim for your relationship problems. They were there before Uncle Jim got there. It would have been there even if Uncle Jim never came into the picture. Like, okay, let's be for real. Okay? So this made-up scenario where Uncle Jim is the root of the problem, it's just that, made up. Thinking and knowing are two different things. And that's all I'm going to say about what Uncle Jim just said. You may think that she loves him, but do we know that she loves him? Because her being homophobic, her thinking about herself, and more than likely, if he does move with his mother, she will just be ignoring him the whole time and living her life the way she wants to live it. Is that good for Li Ming as he's growing into a young man? And he's used to Uncle Jim always being attentive, and then just to be thrown with his biological parent who was unattentive? No, I don't think that's a good scenario, and I don't want Uncle Jim to let Li Ming go, but that's just me. I knew it. I was saying this since day one, that the love that Li Ming and Uncle Jim have for one another is unmatched. It is unrivaled. That is the true story of Moonlight Chicken. If you really think about it, the love that Li Ming and Uncle Jim have for one another, regardless of the other storylines that they they partners and whatnot. That is the underlying story of the family that they have created, from Li Ming to Lang to Prowl to Gaipa, his mother, the mother, and Uncle Jim. It is the family that they have, just being legitimately family, not necessarily meaning family that you're born into, but chosen family. These characters are the chosen family of one another. And especially the foundation and the bond between Li Ming and Uncle Jim is unwaverable, it's unshakable. Even when they're mad, they're loving on each other. I'm like, come on now. That is one of the key aspects of their relationship that I'm glad is shown throughout every episode in Moonlight Chicken, because it's very easy to pick up on. It's very easy. The love that they have for each other is immense. Oh, she's being creamy. Okay. It's kind of giving. This episode definitely ate. Definitely ate. For real. It definitely did that. Nothing bad to say about this episode. I mean, the way that it kind of shifted focus from being about they was like, it's so deep right now. Like, this episode was a lot to take in, and a lot was done. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Like, this episode was a lot. We saw Uncle Jim and Wayne getting closer. We saw Gaipa losing his mother and going through that process. And all the people that were his family, whether they related to him or not, that were the friends around him, making sure that they stood strong with him in that. We even saw Alan and Uncle Jim talk it out. We saw Li Ming coming into some realizations regarding where his relationship is with his mother and where his relationship is with Uncle Jim. And we didn't see much of interaction between Li Ming and Hart outside of text messages and glances at each other, really. We just saw them each getting closer to the parents that they've been distant from. Ironically, that's what we saw this episode. And we saw, just like I've been saying, like, all of the beautifulness of Uncle Jim and Li Ming's relationship. You get to really see it this episode. And so I really love that, how they delve deeper in episode 7. And I can't wait for what they will do in episode 8, the finale episode. I can't believe it's almost over. Like, y'all, this is freaking crazy. Like, it just started and it's almost over. Like, what is this? I don't know how I feel about this, but I really love the story. And I really love these characters. And I hope we get, as fans, and even for the characters, that they get really good goodbyes and really good endings for all of them. You know, at this point, you know, I'm rooting for everybody now. I was rooting for Wen for a long time, but now that he's officially settled things with Alan, I'm gonna root for him again. For real. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Like, this episode was amazing, and I can't wait to see what episode 8 will bring, especially now that it seems like Uncle Jim is really going to give up the diner. And Li Ming is really going to go to America, and I don't know what that means for him and Hart, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen in episode 8. So yeah, that's pretty much my reaction to Moonlight Chicken episode 7. If y'all have stayed this long, thank you so much. It's appreciated. And I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction, as well as the other reactions to Moonlight Chicken that I've done. And I will definitely be seeing y'all in episode 8. You will see this face again for episode 8 reaction. But outside of that, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, if you stayed this long for the video, don't forget to subscribe. Click that subscription box. You know, it's somewhere on this screen or down below near the description. And, you know, get into it. And don't forget to give this a good thumbs up. And also, do not forget to check out my Patreon, which I also have a link in the description. If you would like to support us, sister, you know, and watch the full version of this reaction and the full version of all my other reactions. I've reacted to a few other shows as well. You can see the full version on my Patreon. And again, that is linked below. Check it out. See if you like the vibes and, you know, kind of get into it. And also a big patron shout out to a newly subscribed patron by the name of Possum Baby, thank you so much for being a patron. It is really appreciated, and your support is appreciated as well. And I will try to bring more content soon. And that is pretty much it for this video. So again, y'all, you will see me in episode 8 for the finale episode of Moonlight Chicken, and I'm preparing my heart for these endings that they're gonna give us. But P-Off never disappoints with his ending, so I'm hoping for good vibes all around, especially for my boy Gaipa and for my man Alan. I need them to have some good endings, preferably together, but I don't know. But yeah, until next time, y'all. Bye.